Restart, reset, and refocus as many times as you need. You are your own greatest project.
When God gives you a new beginning, it starts with an ending. Be thankful for closed doors.
You gonna make it. Everything you keep doing, everything you have written, everything you imagine, and every prayer prayed, it's yours.
Well, not 2024 trying to chew me up and spit me out like some grape bubble gum. Where they do that at? Like, the level of disrespect we have for grape bubble gum is insane for me to even make that comparison. But that just lets you guys know a fraction of how ghetto to the umpteenth power this year has been. The past 7 months have been the wildest roller coaster I have been on emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially. But listen, this is a brand new month. New opportunities and blessings are on the rise. My birthday is coming up and there's so much life to live for the last 4 months of 2024. So we're about to get ourselves up and get all the way back together, because I'm not really sure how we got here. But sis, I'm gonna meet you on the other side, because I cannot wait until January 1, 2025. Let's go ahead and wrap this shit up. Can we please? So listen, you already know that you're in for an earful today. But before we unload the clip, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Shanice.alisha, and welcome to a reset with me. If you're new, I would love if you considered subscribing to the channel before you head out. Today we're diving right into our monthly deep clean, breaking things down room by room, tackling laundry, calendar planning, and journaling. Y'all know, the usual, if you will. And of course, we're gonna have a little girl talk, because that's where I like to throw my little feelings into these resets, because only the true ride or die babies watch these videos and y'all get all the tea. So y'all know what I realized though? I have not done a reset with you guys since the top of the year. And for no particular reason. I've been doing my week to week usual, just without making an entire production out of it, because ultimately this is what it becomes. And it's pretty tiresome to film, edit, and do a voiceover for videos like this, because they take up so much of my time. But low-key, I love them. I will say though, this year is flying. Sis, how are we in August? That's insane to me. I think my mind is still stuck in March, to be completely honest. Also, another thing about these resets, I have not hosted all year, and it's been a lot easier to just maintain the house with Sim and Deuce and I, and other also. Girl, I am dumping, aren't I? I've just been in a mood on and off all year, extremely energy sensitive, unmotivated, and when I've gotten fixated on something completely unrelated to the next, nothing else mattered at the time. So y'all know though, cleaning is therapeutic for me. It puts my mind at ease, and it allows me to create an environment that I thrive in. When my house is cluttered, so is my mental, and that's a hard thing for someone who works from home. So that could also really be contributing to my overall mood day in and day out, because sometimes I'll get distracted trying to tidy up so that I can work throughout the weekday, and I really should just be focusing on creating, batching, and editing content. But since late March, or I'll say really May, I've just been in these depressive episodes that are debilitating. When I say it prevents me from even thinking clearly, it's like a mental paralysis for periods throughout my day, and then boom, I hop up at like 6-7 p.m. trying to conquer everything from my to-do list that just keeps recycling because I'm barely checking anything off. But I've done a great job at masking all of these emotions and bad days from you guys, because y'all wouldn't even know by watching the weekly vlogs, especially with the nature of my job and how I have to show up. So I can be really, really, really good at compartmentalizing because we got shit to do and I can just deal with those emotions later. Sidebar, that's a huge trauma response that I'll be talking about in therapy soon. Don't you worry. Don't you worry your little head because, ma'am, running from it will not save you. See it through. But seriously, in most cases, the only way to is through, and you can't go above, underneath, or in any direction except for straight through. Which brings me to my next point. Here we go. Let me go ahead and call myself out because y'all know I will get on this camera and talk in general all day because the mere thought of me mentioning my business for real instantly suffocates me. Like, y'all, I be gagging. I feel like I could throw up. I am and have always been a guarded type of person. I don't just volunteer my information and I'll listen to everyone else's problems, offer immaculate advice, and just be so tight-lipped about what's going on with me because, yeah, you never let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. But in this tender age of 31, as we prepare to enter chapter 32, this is crazy. I am just working on vulnerability because the way life been lifing lately, can I phone a friend? Good Lord, I need a lifeline. It's not even funny, but I just gotta laugh to keep from crying. So yes, we're trying to open up and be more transparent within reason, of course, with a lot of discernment because the internet is just not a nice place. And I feel like content creators, people that put their life out there, influencers, if that's what y'all want to call us, are held to a different standard than everyone else. Simple things down to me drinking my Starbucks. Like, 1,000,001 people are doing it in the world, but because I'm showing it on camera, I have to know about politics and you guys want me to not do it, so on and so forth. It's not everybody, but just to throw out a quick little example. But anyway, let's get back on track here. So on to the nitty gritty, shall we? 30. It came in on the more chill, familiar side of things. I feel like I had such an easy transition from my 20s into my 30s. Maybe a life-changing event with my wreck. I mended a broken relationship or two. We'll talk about that later. And I adapted to a new norm. You know, metabolism, being in bed by 9, blah, blah, blah. But 31... baby, listen, she came in like a wrecking ball. I think a full-on culture shock right out the gate would have sufficed over what I'm experiencing right now, honestly, because when I say I was unprepared, I was so unprepared. Nobody could have strapped me up for this one, but I feel like I should not be in such disbelief like I am. For real, I, of all people, know and have experienced the fact that life unfolds in layers. Some layers simultaneously with others, and others gradually, one at a time. And when I say gradually, I mean slowly. But being a creature of habit hits different when the world you're accustomed to suddenly flips. Like everything you thought you've ever known changes out of the blue. But one thing that I am constantly learning is that the only consistent thing in life is change, and you have to adapt to it. As you grow, things change. It's inevitable. And it happens suddenly sometimes too, with no fair warning. Like, God is not handing out the manuscript or blueprint to when things change, this is how you're supposed to move and act accordingly. Absolutely not. Out of nowhere, you just wake up one day and you no longer like the things you used to like. You grow to dislike the things you once loved. Your plans change directions. You no longer tolerate certain things or behaviors or people, and the list can go on. It's almost like we graduate from our 20s into a brand new stage of life. A switch flips for sure. It's truly the circle of life when you think about it, and the only option you have is to adjust. Or you get left behind because life is still going and moving right on along and around you. And 31 for me has been a whirlwind of adjustment, especially in this last half. I'm experiencing life in every single category of the book. I kid you not. You name it, I'm dealing with it. And I feel like I'm just in a season of learning what's for me, accepting what's not, and trusting God to lead the rest of the way. True serenity, if you will, because so many things have been revealed to me in so many different scenarios. It's almost crazy how wise and just wow I feel right about now. But I will say this, God has never steered me wrong, and I'm also learning that everything will be okay, and I need to let go of that control spirit that I have, because God is intentional and he makes no mistakes. What's meant for me will ultimately be mine, and what no longer serves me will be removed in any capacity, no matter what or whom it is. For real, because holding on to dead weight only slows me down. Not accepting change only limits me, and looking back at the old Shanice prevents me from stepping into the new her. So there's no fighting it or going against the grain. Honestly, you either changing, you're getting with the times, or you're getting left behind. Like I said before, child, I done been there and done that, trying to hold on to everything that I once knew. And I know God somewhere shaking his head in the corner, tapping his foot on the ground like, come here, I ain't gonna tell you again. Cause listen, my mama always taught me, hard ears don't hear, a soft ass will feel. And baby, I about got cement in my ears, so this ass is hurting. I'm not gonna lie. But seriously, this year has tested me mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. You just couldn't have told me January 1 that things would be the way that they are here on August 1st. It's crazy, and I can't say that enough. It feels like I've just been in autopilot though, going through the motions month by month as they speed by, because that's what they doing. And as much as I want to sit and sulk in my sorrows, girl, my livelihood just can't afford it. We struggling enough as is. This has truthfully been the most trying year as an entrepreneur for me. Brand deals are not rolling in. YouTube is trending extremely low. Growth and exposure are at a plateau, and I can barely focus on expanding the body pantry because of that. I've been doing so much legwork on the back end to pitch myself for new opportunities, and after channeling all of my energy into strategizing day in and day out for my top earning platform, I'm completely drained and unmotivated to show up 100% anywhere else. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how to make this money by tomorrow. That's it, and that's all. I've even considered transitioning into short form content only to help my TikTok platform grow, to see if that leads to more people migrating over here and joining the gang. But that also means dealing with the new audience that doesn't know me, so I need to get them to know me, like me, love me without judging me, stitching me, canceling me, and everything else. Because to me, it get real sticky over there on TikTok. I mean, one minute I'm scrolling down, cracking up, laughing up, saving new recipes, and then the next minute I look up at the clock, it's 5 hours later, and I'm down a rabbit hole on somebody cousin baby daddy that got 3 outside kids, and he's on here preaching. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't really entice me about TikTok. I consume a lot of that platform though, but I just don't know about coming out of my shell there, because it could just be an ick, like a fear for whatever reason, and I don't know why, but I'm just so comfortable here on YouTube, and I know the only way I'm really going to grow is by getting uncomfortable. But should I just be doing YouTube shorts? What is it? What is it? Because brands are transitioning themselves, what seems like, over to short form content. Is easy, it's doable, quick turnarounds, and that's where the girlies are really flourishing. I'm not sure if it's a who knows who, a management knowing the events and stuff going on in the city, people just having the outlets to do what they need to do and get where they gotta be. Couldn't tell you, and you guys know I've talked about this before, and here I am revisiting this topic about 8-9 months later, because we're back at that stage and it just feels like it's even getting worse. While I'm grateful for how far we've come, we still have a good bit of the road ahead. And I just can't leave my bread and butter hanging, especially in this day and age. I can't take that risk and gamble with not showing up here and potentially messing up the revenue that I'm earning on a consistent basis. This is where I make my real money. And if you guys know, you know, it takes money to make money. So when it comes to try on hauls, home decor content, giving you guys updated room transformations, new makeup for my sit down chit chats, random store runs, and should I keep going? Yeah, I just can't even front that right now like I used to in the past, and it feels strange for me. It really does. It's uncomfortable and I hate it here. I'm not really liking it. Hence why I mentioned that little job interview a few vlogs ago, because yeah, child, it's feeling like we need to grab a lifeboat and make it back to shore because the ship has a leak at the bottom. Somebody make it make sense really quick. Get up here, speak now, because I'm panicking, but there goes that control. There goes that lack of faith. There goes that uncertainty. There goes all of the things that are standing in between me and where I'm trying to go. You feel what I'm saying? I just have faith though that God is preparing me for something big. All in all, my gut is telling me that in this slow season, He's allowing me to appreciate what I have before He blesses me with more. Because when it picks up, I know God's saying you better not fix your mouth to complain, because ain't this what you wanted? But in the waiting season, I can just get very antsy because I'm always the person that's on what's next. I'm very goal driven and oriented, and I like to plan things out strategically, make and set goals for 3 and 5 and 10 years down the line. So right now I feel like I'm just falling behind, but in all actuality, I should really just be proud of myself for how long I've been in the game, how well I've been able to stay afloat, and just all of the things that I'm doing that aren't monetarily based and making a difference. And girl, let's go ahead and switch gears here, because all of the life factors that naturally are energy consuming and distracting on their own are happening. So on top of everything that I'm feeling as an individual, things are happening back to back to back, from illness in the family to changes in friendship dynamics, the loss thereof, marital growing pains, and girl, shall I once again keep going? Each one of those things alone can really cause somebody to lose it. Like, I'm talking one lost marble before a mental breakdown. But each of those deserve their own separate video, and I will definitely unpack a lot more of them in detail as time progresses, and I'm emotionally ready to. Don't try to put 2 and 2 together because you think you're drinking tea and you're drinking piss, okay? But seriously, because y'all know I'm a crack a joke, but God has just been speaking to me lately, and it's beginning to feel like a many are called but few are chosen type of situation. Like when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and He's using me as a vessel to share my testimony and help others in ways that I've never imagined, which is what I feel like I'm already doing here. But He's given me the tools. He's helped me build these platforms and grow the most loyal and wholehearted community. So I know that my purpose runs deeper than just a surface level. Y'all have witnessed the transformation from the beginning, even if you've gone back to watch videos and you've just seen how my content has evolved over time. And that was only the start. And I still feel like I'm only in the beginning, because God is calling me to do so much more. I see so much more. I see bigger, but it's just me having to get out of my head, get out of my way, and listen. Let the water around me stay calm and just listen to what God is trying to tell me. So, enough with the heavy. I think we got enough of the heavy in there. Let's go ahead and redirect the flow of today's conversation, because I always strive to be insightful with my videos and leave you guys with a few nuggets for motivational purposes, of course. So I do want to at least share the more positive things that 30 has taught me, all of the lessons thus far, because in some capacity, we are all up against a battle, no matter your age, and learning how to navigate through these growing pains, and developing a healthier thought process can help tremendously. I did mention a while ago that we are in a spiritual warfare, and it's not just one friend or two friends going through something. Everyone in this world is experiencing life, and it's so crucial to be kind to people. Have some empathy, keep some decorum about yourself, and sometimes it just takes a simple compliment, a smile, to prevent someone from having an even worse day than what they're having, or you can be stopping them from making a decision that will change and alter their life for good. So there's always a bigger lesson and blessing in all of this. And I hate to be on here sounding cliche and preaching, but it's just what I've been feeling lately. And I wanted to really talk to you guys about this. So let me go ahead and drop these nuggets in no particular order, okay? I'm just going to throw them out there one by one. So like I said earlier, things are guaranteed to change for better and for worse. But change is inevitable, and it suits you best to simply adapt and go with it. Be gentle, kind, and patient with this new version of you. It's never been here before. It needs the same amount of grace you give to the people in your life that no longer deserve it. Learn how to channel that accordingly. Your happiness is your responsibility, no one else's. It's okay to fill your cup first and stop there. It's also okay to abide by the golden rule. Do unto others as you would want done unto you, regardless of this dog-eat-dog, fake heel, energy returning ass society that we live in. Keep your heart and intentions pure, no matter what. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Take accountability for the role that you played in it. It's okay. The first step is acceptance. An apology opens doors that ego and pride would never. Say it first. It won't kill you. Lead by example. It's okay to clap for others. Your time is coming. It's also okay and completely normal to wait your turn. We learned that in pre-K, and the same rules apply at this big grown age. Come to grips with knowing that everyone is not rooting for you, nor will they be happy for you. Even if they clap in public, private hate and envy can cast a gray cloud from a mile away. Stay vigilant. Everyone is not meant to be your friend. The words acquaintance and colleague exist for a reason. Widen up your vocabulary. In the same breath, forgive them for you. Don't let that one go over your head. I'll repeat. Forgive them for you. It's not about nobody else. Forgive them for you. And lastly, in order for life to grow from a seed, it must die first. That wraps it up for today's TED Talk and Reset. I genuinely appreciate you guys for allowing this to be our safe space. Y'all are so encouraging. Y'all motivate me and y'all keep me going. Little do y'all know, every single kind word, the daily check-ins that some of you guys do, even on a weekly or monthly basis, you just come and share your love with me in the comments and my DMs. It does not go unnoticed, and I can't thank y'all enough for keeping me afloat and keeping me in what I love to do. So thank y'all so much for tuning in and making it to this point of today's video. If you enjoyed it, you already know the drill. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Spam the comment section down below. If anything resonates with you from today's video, I would love to hear your feedback in the comments. If you haven't tapped that red subscribe button, please be sure to do that before you head out, and don't forget to tap the bell so you don't miss notifications every time I upload. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace, guys.